So, we had Loft betray the party, drop a grenade and run stark naked, and then we stopped following him because we all decided that was an ejection for the party. What we're going to do here, just because I think it would be an interesting scene to have, is follow what happens as Loft leaves, with the foregone conclusion that he's not coming back. That's what we'll be covering. Where do you want to pick up? It's your character, so it's up to you.
Probably after I left the housing complex where we all were staying at and started to leave, and Alexa's character blew herself up.
So, do you currently have clothes?
Technically, if we wanted to go technical, no, because I never stated that I bought extra clothes and stored them in my room.
Yeah.
But at the same time, would I really be wearing the exact same pair of clothes for the however many months we've been on this ship?
Yeah, you wouldn't, so.
And I wouldn't be carrying those with me constantly, so...
Right, so you would have just changed clothes.
Yeah.
So you're currently clothed and probably have like a tote bag full of stuff.
Yeah, but literally the only thing that it would be full of would be the blue scarab.
Some clothes, things like that.
Yeah.
Just like the basic necessities.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, not in physical form, but I have a bank account with 4,320 credits.
Yeah. 4,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I had a lot of money, even after I spent all that money buying all the armor that I just destroyed.
Yeah.
And I lost my gun. I liked that gun.
Yeah, I wanted to do more with that guy. He had a nice personality. I just kept forgetting about him.
Gosh, this feels like I'm burying the character.
Hmm?
I feel like I'm just, driving the last nail into the coffin for this character, and I liked it.
It was kind of a dick move.
It was.
to generate the character. The character himself was a dick move.
Yes, he was. That was the entire point behind it, but I liked being the dick character for once.
Yeah. I don't know, I just want to avoid dick moves. I kind of hope that, Ethereon doesn't turn into that.
Me too.
You'd probably find somewhere and rest for a bit.
Because I got my hand blown off?
Hand blown off, and your weariness taken out really, really heavily.
Oh yeah, that's right. How much did it drop by?
It was almost your maximum. So, we'll say that he's currently at 16 weariness damage. And then you had a hand blown off, which was a fair amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say you're currently at 18.
Okay.
I think where we can go back in is Loft has rested for a little bit and is waiting to ambush guard.
Okay.
Does that sound like a reasonable thing?
Yeah.
Most of the places you could go through are the access ways,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be mainly patrolled by personnel with weapons.
Okay.
They would use groups of minimum 3.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you've just been in an empty room and they're doing a sweep.
Okay.
And into the room walks 1 plus, and we're rolling a d2, essentially.
Okay.
So 3 people walk in.
Okay.
Actually, that whole thing didn't matter.
What whole thing?
Because Loft wasn't, well...
What am I gonna do? Are they all 3 humans?
They wouldn't be immediately distinguishable.
Okay.
They would be humanoid, though. One would be sort of slumped forward, like sort of hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a variant of humans, or a Jekin.
Do they have their weapons drawn, or are they just holstered?
They're doing, SWAT team style sweep of the room. So they have weapons out with lights on the bottom. They're covering sections and moving. Actually, does that make sense?
Would something like this actually cause that kind of response on this ship? Because I feel like this is something that may or may not happen.
What would probably happen is they would mobilize the mercenaries. So they wouldn't be nearly this uniform. Because the way that the Levangela operates is it would be sort of laissez-faire, since they already have a bunch of mercenaries on them.
Mm-hmm.
There would be high competition because they would post a high bounty for you.
Yeah.
They would probably say, like, guy who gets, first one to either capture you or kill you in a specific way, and then bring you to the authorities would get, like, 30,000 credits. And then they would basically say, we're on security lockdown, keep yourself safe.
So you don't actually have to go to your rooms, but
yeah,
still be cautious.
Yeah, we warned you. If you die, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And then they're going to mobilize the mercenaries and have them hunt you down.
Okay, so then just a whole bunch of random people just all over the ship.
Yeah. In this case, though, it's 3 people. They're more ragtag than I said the first way, because they're not official army. They're mercenary with just a fairly wide range of weapons.
Okay.
There'll probably be 2 humans and a Zekin. The Zekin would have a shotgun. One of the humans would have a long arm, and then the other human would have at least one sidearm and be sticking near the door. Yeah, no, the one with the long arm will stick near the door. The Zekin will be sort of leaning forward and sniffing around. They've just now entered.
Can I tell what type of Zekin it is?
Make a perception check. I'm going to tell you that you only have a certain amount of time. And that was one of your actions that you have.
Okay.
So you've made one action.
My perception is 10, and I have training.
This is investigation, since it's active.
Yes. I have a +1 in investigation, so that is my threshold.
Okay. So you succeed. So you'll see things besides what's immediately absolutely obvious. You see that this one it's got a bit of a faint glow to it.
It has a faint glow to it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's potentially warm-blooded?
This is visible spectrum.
So with my normal eyes, it has a faint glow to it?
Yeah. Like very faint glow. To the point that you almost don't realize it.
Why the heck would a Zekin be glowing? Unless it's one of those stupid ones that has the freaking lightning breath. I will try and roll stealth to get into a better position.
Okay.
To better ambush. You said there was 2 humans in a Zekin? Or what appear to be 2 humans in a Zekin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to roll stealth to get in a better position to come up behind the human.
Okay, so there's one at the door.
Mm-hmm. And you said the Zekin was kind of sniffing around, and the human was, I don't remember what.
Okay, so one human is at the door. That's the one with the long arm.
Mm-hmm.
There's another human in the middle with the 2 pistols, or 2 short weapons. And then the Zekin is the point, who is sniffing around.
Okay.
That one has another long arm, probably a shotgun.
Okay, so then the only one moving around in the room is the Zekin.
Yeah, and they're clearly set up with the one at the door covers the other 2. The one in the middle would be the main fighter, and then the Zekin is the one who's supposed to be really close range.
Okay. Then instead of the Zekin, instead of the human, I'll try to get in a position to be behind the Zekin.
Okay.
Like, I want to get behind the Zekin, and with my good hand, reach around and grab him by the throat, and then take my nub and poke him in the back and make him think it's a gun, and then I'm going to try to charisma my way out of this.
That kind of slipped out there, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So,
since you wanted me to explain what I was doing prior to rolling, so
make that attempt. Yeah, I'm going to have this be a contested.
Okay, so D6.
Yeah. And then it's dark, but then that's not what he's using.
Yeah, he's using smell. I got a 4.
He got a 4.
So
you're trying to sneak around behind?
I'm trying to get into a position where I can grab from behind him and grab his throat, and then pretend to poke a large barrel weapon up against his back.
Yeah. So this is more of a maneuvering attempt. Like, you're going to try to shift hiding spots so that you're in a better position.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be able to, while he's moving around a room, you could do something like squeeze your nub and get some blood on the ground, and then stop the flow and reposition.
Okay, so that it leaves behind a spot for him to smell.
Yeah. So he'll go and investigate that spot, and then you pop up behind him.
Okay.
Sound reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. And then neither of those things I'm just going to go ahead and remove that counter until I find you. Neither of those things are really skill-based after that. It would just be initiative-based to see if you can react. So make an agility check.
My agility is 8. 3.
He rolled a 2.
Aw. I do have precognition.
Yeah, that... Here, so I'll let you know what would happen before you decide to not do that.
Okay.
And I don't know that you have any other options, really.
Other than trying to not pass out by disappearing.
Yeah. You would be able to get up close enough to him that you can just reach out with your hand and grab him around the throat.
Mm-hmm.
But he would manage to turn just as you're reaching out. So it would be into a Mexican standoff where he's got a shotgun in your gut and you've got your claw around his throat. And you would be able to do this such that he was between you and the other members of his team.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So, yeah, you'll just kind of sneak out of shadow, and then... Actually, what we'll have is the one in the middle is the one to spot you and shout, and then the Zekin will turn around and manage to jam a shotgun up into your chest right as you close your claw around his throat.
Okay.
And you just kind of go... You're the guy.
Yes. And I would very much like to leave.
Yeah, and see... We don't want you to.
What are they paying you?
$30K.
It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I figured you'd be worth more too, but... The one in the middle is going to shout, "You good there?" The lizard guy's going to say, "I think I got it."
Do you feel like making a trade?
I'm listening.
In my backpack, I have I don't even really know what you'd call it. It basically looks like a blue beetle grasping a rock of, I guess you'd call it uranium. And when you feed it things, it produces uranium.
Do you have any way of verifying how much money you have?
Not without having access to a bank or an ATM or something like that.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking is they'll take the trade, but it's for everything you got on you.
Mm.
And then there's also no guarantee that they'll let you out. Like, basically, like, what he'll let you do is walk you to the door, in your weird situation. The other two are going to step out, or no, they'll step in, and, you can maneuver yourself such that he's always between you and them.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll take the thing out, somehow. How?
You said it was a duffel bag, so it wasn't a backpack, so it'd probably just be in the crook of my arm or on my shoulder.
Okay, so you just drop the bag.
Yeah. And then they can open it.
Yeah, drop the bag, kick it over. They can open it. They'll take the thing. Well, they'll just make sure that it's in there and let you at the door. And you'll just kind of go 3, 2, 1 and go. And then you start sprinting, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you're not actually you're just in a worse position now. Okay.
Why am I in a worse position? Oh, because now I don't have a gun and I don't have the...
Yeah, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
You just managed not to get killed. Now, it's supposed to be an opportunity, and yeah, it was just too much. Okay.
Such is life of being a jerk.
Go ahead and make an agility roll.
Is he going to shoot at me?
I'm going to see how quickly you can go.
Okay.
They're probably going to take shots at you.
Okay.
For one, because that wasn't part of the deal, and for another, because that's exactly what would make sense.
Yeah, because once I got the item, why not shoot at me?
Yeah, why not try to get you too?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even like they're breaking their deal, because the deal was, you let me out of the room.
So an agility?
Yeah. Ooh, you can just sprint, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can use your Anzac legs just and get yourself really fast.
So my mobility is 6, and then a sprint would make it a 12, and then if I wanted to jump, then sprint, that would add another 6 onto that 12.
Yeah.
So I can move fast.
Yeah, you can move 18 meters in a matter of a few seconds. So that'll be fine.
So do I even need to roll?
No, just because you have all those abilities.
Okay.
So you'll be able to make it out and around a corner. But now they're calling other people.
Okay.
Or I don't know.
I don't think they would, because...
No, my thought process is they definitely would not tell other people because they would want you for themselves, but they might have a B team.
Yeah.
Make a luck roll.
Luck is 10, so I have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
7.
Okay, so that passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so these guys don't have a B team.
Yay! Noobs.
Meaning that they're going to be the only ones chasing you, and you can move a good bit faster than them.
Even without using the jump over and over again, which would tire me out.
Yeah. So if you were to encounter them again, then the only way you would be able to do that is if they split up. Or if you made some weird turns. But now, make another luck roll.
15. That one does not pass. That one fails by 2 degrees.
Okay. So you keep running for a little while, because I'm guessing that's just what you would do. You're about to get shot, so you want to put some distance.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not paying a whole lot of attention.
Oops.
Well, yeah, you're just trying to get away.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get away and make sure that you lose them, taking corners and as unpredictably as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll zip around a corner and run straight into somebody.
Do I recognize said person? Or is it just some random?
Here, what we'll do...
Is it Flankton?
You don't want to. Like that.
Because Flankton would be pissed at me.
Yeah, he would be pissed, and he's in much better condition than you. Also, no, actually, that would be impossible.
Yeah. Because he's in jail right now.
Yeah. You run into a Witten, and halfway bowl him over. Or it. They're fairly non-sexually dimorphic.
Okay.
So.
It's not very easily to tell. Okay, so I do knock him over?
Yeah, you knock him, it over.
Okay.
Like, you just bolt around the corner, sprinting at full speed, and we'll go with her. Knocked her over.
Okay.
And she drops everything she was carrying.
What was she?
A box with a bunch of stuff in it. Do you want to roll awareness?
Yes, I would like to see if she had a sidearm or something. Or,
okay.
Ouch. That was an 18. My awareness is... or my perception is 10, and I have a +2 in awareness.
So that's 2 degrees of failure.
Yeah, basically the same as the luck.
Yeah, so as far as you can tell, the box is just a bunch of nothing unless you want to stick here and investigate it. You don't see anything right offhand, but most people carry some weapon on this ship. Some type of weapon, so you can assume that she has one. And you see her basically scrambling for something.
I would like to use Dirty Fighter.
Okay.
And specifically aim for her throat. Just to stun, basically, to give me a little bit more time to process what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. So I have to get an 8 or less. Nope, I got an 11. That's 1 degree.
Yeah, that's 1 degree. So, since she was surprised, I'll let that pass, but it won't deal its bonus damage. It'll just be a grazing attack.
Okay, so now she has to make a body save.
So she's already taken... You'll already roll 1d3 and deal that much damage. Now she makes a body save to resist the intimidated, right?
No, it's...
to resist the crippling. And you hit her throat?
Yes.
Yeah, that crippled her.
Oh, God.
So.
Okay, so then this is the... it's a D3? Yeah, D3. So it's a...
2.
2. So it's 2 non-lethal.
Yeah, so you scratched the throat, but probably got enough... I guess you got enough contact damage to... Yeah, because the throat's really, really fragile. So... And it's not like crippled completely, but it's 1 stage of critical damage.
Yeah.
So her throat's... Something popped. And she's not able to talk.
Okay.
So she's like choking a little bit.
Okay.
She's not in danger of dying, but...
And she also has intimidated applied.
Yeah. Which you would be too if somebody ran around the corner and punched you in the throat so hard that you're floored and now unable to breathe effectively.
Okay. I would like to use this opportunity to try and see if she has a gun again.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
She would be struggling, but not enough to do anything.
Yeah, because that was the point of punching her in the throat.
Yeah. Yeah. Loft is not a good guy.
No, he's not. That's why I chose Dirty Fighter.
So, she'll have a service pistol on her.
Okay.
And, yeah, the box was just a bunch of chemicals in glass jars.
I have no chemical training, so I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, so just like, juices. I'm leaving that. Boring.
Yeah, I'll just grab the pistol, and if there were any spare magazines next to it, then I'll grab that.
Yeah, she had one other.
Okay.
So, pistol and a magazine.
So I'll put a magazine in a pocket and grab the pistol.
Okay, and then just dash.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is just a standard service pistol?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will keep running for my little feathery life.
Well, now you have a weapon.
Woohoo!
It's not a good weapon, but if you put it to somebody's temple, they'll figure it's going to kill them.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're going to go, okay, gun, check.
I can't do a thumbs up with my right hand, so...
You can do a nubs up.
Nubs up.
Ah.
Gosh, that sucks not having my right hand.
Yeah. Oh, they're actually...
What?
What's Loft's highest training?
In... Sweet talk and awareness.
Okay.
Why?
It's nothing that Loft would be aware of.
Okay.
Or that Keel would be aware of. But it's something on the back
That
end.
Keel?
Yeah.
Why does Keel have anything to do with this?
Oh, because it's something important to the story.
Oh.
But it's not something you would be aware of. But anyway.
Now you've got me curious, because Keel shouldn't even be...
It probably won't come into play for, like, weeks.
In-game or out-of-game?
In-game.
Oh.
Well, like, out-of-game, actually. Yeah, long, long time in the future.
Assuming that Loft actually survives?
No, that's irrelevant.
Oh. See, now you really have me curious. Because what the heck does Loft's trainings have to do with Keel, even if he's dead?
Eventually it might all snap back together and they go, oh, holy crap.
Okay. So I will continue heading towards wherever ships are located at that aren't immediately close to where I blew up Lakra.
Yeah. And again, that's been a couple hours. Several hours now. At least several hours. So make a navigation check. Does he have his tracking spec on anything still?
The gun. The big shotgun.
Okay, and that's the only thing?
Yep.
So that'll give you a +1, because you know relatively where that was.
Okay. So, intelligence is 6, perception is 10.
So, 8.
8, and then a +1.
Yeah.
So, 9. 16.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
I have no idea where I'm going.
yeah, so you'll get lost multiple times. And take much longer to get there, but eventually we'll get there. So that means you'll have to make some stealth checks.
Okay.
Or, here. We're going to streamline things. I'm assuming that you'll be found at least once.
Okay.
Because
a bird with a missing hand and a gun.
Yeah. Who everybody on the ship is looking for. So what we're going to do is... How much health do you have left?
18 health, 16 weariness.
Okay. Okay. But you'll arrive with 5 damage. You'll head to where the ships are... where a ship is docked. This is more in the civilian area, so
okay.
Because that's just safer for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see a man essentially... See, I have the idea of somebody basically washing their boat at a dock.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a totally different thing than what could happen here, so I don't know the equivalent.
So you don't know what the equivalent of washing a boat at a dock would be?
With space. Probably he would be at a console and just doing, maybe touching up the paint on the exterior, cleaning it off with servo arms.
Okay, so I see a guy doing something to a ship via a console.
Yeah. And you can tell that his ship is docked pretty close by. It's got the fairly standard ship interface lift. It's a human, and he's basically just in casual wear, so jeans, shirt, things like that. And he's got a pistol at his hip, like most people do, and a satchel on the ground beside him.
A satchel?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I know what I'll do. I'll walk up to him with both hands behind my back, kind of like someone would walk if they had their hands clasped behind their back. Obviously, I cannot clasp my hands behind my back because I only have one hand. But I'll keep the gun in the left hand and walk up to him and just kind of say, excuse me,
Okay.
and try and see if he'll give me a lift, basically. Politely first. See if he turns around and goes, "Oh, you!" and then reaches for his gun.
Yeah, so he's going to have to make a roll to see whether he notices that it's, to see whether it connects to him. Do you have any reason to modify his roll?
Do I have any way to modify it?
Yeah, like, would you have disguised yourself, sent anything like that? Any way to make yourself appear not as that guy and just make it take a second longer for him to connect that?
Probably, but I don't know how. Because how do you hide feathers? The color of feathers.
Clothes. What color were your feathers?
Brown and gray. Basically, the majority was brown. There was a gray splotch on the front and gray speckles up down the back.
Okay. So you could have found some paint and like an airbrush or something like that and spritzed yourself a bit.
Just to change the color?
Yeah.
So you're okay with me doing that?
This is not stuff that you thought of, but it's something that you reasonably could have. Make an intelligence roll.
Okay. My intelligence is
8?
6.
6. Oh. You were not a clever bird.
No, I am not a clever bird. That's a 6, though.
Yeah. So you will have applied some of it, but not very well. So it'll apply a -1 to his ability to recognize you.
Okay.
It's just like, hey, I am not that bird man. He's going to look over his shoulder, just kind of casually, because you said hey.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say to him?
First off, I just say, excuse me, and see what his response is to that.
Yeah, he's going to look over his shoulder and just see you and, yeah, basically say, hi, can I help you?
Is your ship for hire?
Basically, his answer's no. He'll explain that he doesn't have any plans to leave the Levangela, and that his ship is the type that doesn't move frequently. Because, knowing what this design looks like,
yeah,
that's understandable. Okay, how much of a dick is Loft?
When it comes to his overarching goal, which is to to bring the Sanctus down from the inside out, and basically...
So, like, would he or would he not shoot a baby?
Why is this taking so long to answer?
Okay. So that makes me think probably.
It would really depend on the circumstances.
Yeah.
But
so like he wouldn't go out of his way to kick babies, but
if it would benefit him in a significant way, then yes.
And see, I asked if he would shoot a baby, not because he's about to, but because that's like the most clear-cut example of what a good person would not do.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that would be the easiest answer, and we could work back from there.
And then I didn't answer it immediately.
Yeah. What you answered with was telling me, probably, yeah, he would. So, what he's going to explain is that he and his son are mercenaries here, and that the rest of his family lives on that ship. So yeah, if Loft was just like...
Before I take the aggressive route, I'm going to try and...
Now, okay,
what?
Make an intelligence check.
But I'm not an intelligent bird.
No, but there's something that you should have realized.
Me?
Yeah.
It must be something very obvious because I...
Yeah, no, what's his job?
He's a mercenary. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, and who do they have looking for you?
Mercenaries, I'm aware of that.
So you have a very short window of time, because he would know about you. And there's some reason that he doesn't know about you right now that will change soon if he's a competent mercenary, which you should assume competence.
That's right. And you just said that he looked over his shoulder?
Yeah, he looked over his shoulder, saw you, and went back to what he was doing. But at any moment, he might get like a buzz on his phone or check his phone and see your face on there, since they would have put out a shipwide alert.
How many people are around?
In this immediate area, pretty much nobody.
Well, Loft is a jerk, so...
I'm not trying to push you to be the most jerk, but...
We're about to head in that direction.
Yeah.